2022, we're starting off with spring thaws, kickoffs, annual kickoffs for companies, safety meetings, debriefings, expectations, what we'd like to accomplish during the year. And first and foremost on the top of everybody's list is always the safety and well-being, health, mental state of their people. And one of the things that we talk about a lot in the safety aspect of our workforce and in manufacturing plants and power distribution, utility plants, virtually anybody that has a business, is we talk about stop work authority. SWA is the acronym that's commonly known in that. And I disagree with that acronym. I don't like that, and here's why. As I've been in meetings and I talk about leadership and I talk about safety, and when there's an incident, it's usually not a safety issue, it's a leadership issue. And I ask the audience to raise their hand if they feel like they have the authority to stop work, no matter what their title. Everybody raises their hand. When I ask assembly students in an assembly, kids that are gathered together in an auditorium or a gym, if you feel like you have the authority to stop somebody from, doing something wrong at a party, do you have the ability, the authority to do that? They're all going to raise their hand, because in that moment when they're surrounded by their friends, who's not going to raise their hand? When we actually put them in the spot and set them up for that, a training, so to speak, or I go to a job site where I take cones out of the way, how many people do you think actually stop the work or stop the bad act from happening when they see it coming? Or when someone walks through a red zone without their hard hat or their fluorescent vest on? It's less than 27%. I think what I did for the company last month, an assessment that I took was 26.3%. When I went out in the field and I did an assessment and I set them up to fail, not to set them up to fail, but to see who would actually do what they said in the meeting earlier in the morning when 100% of them when they raised their hand and said, I would do that. So stop work authority is no longer something that I believe in, nor do I like to teach it. I like to teach SWR, stop work responsibility. Do you have it within you to know that it's your responsibility to stop work for everybody else that's not on that manufacturing plant or in those schools, so that those people can get home safe to their families? Do you have the responsibility, and are you willing to share it as you're sitting in the passenger seat and the driver doesn't put on their seatbelt, or vice versa? You're in the driver's seat and the passenger does not put on their seatbelt. Stop responsibility. It's our responsibility to look after those around us and to look after ourselves. And you can't take care of others unless you take care of yourself first. So please look at responsibility as a significant alteration to authority. I would never cite authority as a figure to give credibility, because not everybody believes the same authority that I believe. Responsibility, however, makes it personal. So I would never, I'll give you an example. I would never cite a passage in the Bible as an authority for something that I'm trying to teach or believe in. Not because you don't bring up religion, but not everybody believes in the Bible. But we make it personal to people, as though it's their personal responsibility, no matter what their belief system is, then it becomes more real to them, more authentic. And so look at it as stop work responsibility. It's our responsibility to take care of our brothers and sisters, our families, our friends, our coworkers, our colleagues, our neighbors. And when you look at it from that perspective, our lives are enhanced, we're able to live longer lives, people aren't getting hurt, and people are more safe, whether they're at a party, at a school, or in the workforce.